Hey, welcome. Today we're going to talk a little bit about scalar and vector quantities, and we're going to separate some common words in physics that get misused a lot in everyday life. And we're going to talk about the difference between them really quick. So let's start with scalar quantities versus the vector quantities. And if you've ever watched Despicable Me, the main bad guy's name is Vector. And he says all the time he's committing crimes with both magnitude and direction, and that's exactly what he means by vector. Vector has a number or a magnitude associated with it, and a direction in which that number is traveling, right, or is being pushed towards. So, for instance, a force. If I push you or pull you, I am changing the direction of motion, and I have a certain amount of force I'm pushing or pulling with. That is a vector quantity. When I think about how much mass I have, which is just the amount of atoms or molecules inside of me, that's a scalar quantity. It's just a number. I don't say I have a mass of 17 kilograms to the north, right? So that's a scalar quantity. So let's look at three common scalar/vector relationships. One is distance versus displacement. Distance is scalar. It's just how far you've moved or how far something is away in general. Displacement is how far something's moved with the direction included. So if I walk from here to my house to Tops and back, and I sat in the exact same spot, my displacement is 0. But the distance I traveled is much higher, right? So that's the difference. And I have to go let my dog out real quick. She's going to throw up. So let's talk about this real quick. Displacement is a little different. My dog is going outside right now, and he's going to come right back in a little while, and he's going to lay on the couch. So his displacement was none or 0 displacement, because the overall number of miles he's traveled has gone back to 0 because the distance is affecting it. But his distance traveled is about 175 feet. Okay? Same thing with speed and velocity. Speed is how fast something is moving. Velocity is how fast something is moving in a very specific direction. So I can go 35 miles per hour in my car. That's speed. I can go 35 miles per hour due south. That is velocity. So they're almost the same thing. But when you add direction, it changes the terminology, and it changes what exactly you're measuring. Because if I am going 35 miles per hour and you are going 25 miles per hour, we just have two different, and we're on the same line. Let's say we're on the same road. Okay? And that's a 1-lane road, right? Well, great. We know how fast we're going. But then if I say I'm going 35 miles per hour south and you're going 25 miles per hour north, now we recognize velocity is a problem because we're about to collide. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope it does. And another one besides is mass versus weight. Mass is how much stuff is inside of us. That's like the amount of molecules that make us up. That is just going to be a scalar quantity. Weight is how gravity, the force of gravity, pulls down on that mass. So it's my mass being pushed into the ground or pulled into the ground, right? That is now a force, which is in newtons. So my mass is scalar. My weight, direction matters now, down, is going to be a vector quantity. So just a little bit of an idea there, some misconceptions people have, and we'll get more into it later. There's one other thing. Acceleration is not the same thing as velocity or speed, right? Velocity or speed is how fast you are going. Acceleration is how much faster, how much slower you're going over time. So a little food for thought. Sorry about the dog interruption, but I was going live. I couldn't stop. So more to come. Have a great day.